Hi, welcome to Life in a Bottle, Season 2.
Episode 7.
I'm Kyle, here with Cody. Mitch is sadly doing a whole lot of paperwork today, but we're gonna muddle along without him as best we can. And we've got something exciting.
This is the 2018 Chateau D'Epire Anjou Rouge.
Anjou. So we're in France. We're in the Loire Valley.
We absolutely are.
Okay.
And we're in Anjou, and we're in the village of Savigny.
Savigny, that rings a couple bells.
Yeah, Savigny, benchmark appellation for Chenin Blanc. This, though, is not Chenin Blanc, and it's actually not allowed to use the appellation Savigny. Savigny is always 100% Chenin.
Just white wine, yeah. So, and this estate goes back a while.
Yeah, they're pretty old school. They're one of the most established families in the village of Savigny, and the building itself dates back to the 1100s. I actually had the pleasure to visit in 2019, and this place is pretty incredible, old school. It's crazy to walk around and be like, all right, this place has been here for like 900 years.
That's insane.
Pretty mind-blowing.
Nowhere in America's been there.
Pretty mind-blowing. But we visited, and the family's like, oh, okay, it's really a white wine domain. They focus on Chenin Blanc. That's really their thing, their passion. They're considered to be Grand Cru within the village of Savigny. There are a few producers that just rank supreme, and this is one of the great old guard producers.
They just happen to have a little Cabernet Franc that they thought they'd do something with.
Everyone needs a little house red, and we're all packing up our stuff at the end of the visit, and they're like, "Oh, one more wine," and the dogs come out and they pour the Cab Franc, and I fell in love.
It's worth it, man. This is beautiful stuff.
It was actually this very vintage right here, which was not bottled at that point, but now we have it in bottle, and the wine is singing.
Cool. Should we jump right in?
We sure should.
What are they doing for farming before we get too
They're
far?
Lutte Raisonné,
Okay.
which is being as respectful as possible to the land and avoiding chemical herbicides and pesticides whenever possible, as much as possible.
Gotcha. The
Oh,
nose
man.
is beautiful.
It smells like Cab Franc.
It really does. It's super peppery. There's great black fruit, but it's not super ripe. It's just barely ripe.
You get almost like a little bit of cedar and pencil shavings. I don't want to say jalapeno, but it's like just the faintest little hint of like green bell pepper, but taken to a ripeness than
It's a step past your
is
average
average, yep.
green bell pepper. Like
exactly.
poblano.
It's not that green. it's just like perfectly ripened.
It's a little bit more ripe than that.
Black fruit. Cab Franc, people, it's kind of like Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's dialed back a notch. This is Cabernet Sauvignon's prettier sister. Very black fruited, elegant, delicate.
Elegant's a
But
good
it's-
word for it.
But it's still, it has a reputation of being lower tannin than Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's still got tannin to it. There's grip on this wine.
The structure is beautiful. It's put together nicely. It's got that great freshness that you expect from old world wines like this. My mouth is like watering. The fruit is, again, just barely ripe. It's great freshness, and then that earthiness, that savory kind of thing that comes through on the end there
Yep.
is really beautiful.
I think this is one of the few wines that you might say, if someone likes Beaujolais, they're probably gonna dig this. But if you dig Bordeaux, you're probably also gonna dig this.
Yeah, I think it casts a wide net.
Yeah, definitely.
What are we gonna pair it with?
I'm thinking like earthy root vegetables, leeks, and even like mushrooms.
Yeah, definitely.
Lentils. You know me.
Lentils is a good one.
Yep.
I can get down with that for sure.
What about you?
I'd go beef, but I would go something on the leaner side. It's got some tannin, but I feel like it could stand up to a richer cut, like a ribeye. But I think it would work just as beautifully along something that's just a little bit leaner. I'd go as far as filet mignon.
Yep.
Something without very much richness, just that great meaty flavor.
Definitely.
I think this would be beautiful with that.
And we talked funky cheese earlier. I think it's a great cheese wine.
I agree with you there. I think this pairs with roasted vegetable pizza.
I think it might.
Should we find out?
That's what we do. Oh, it's parlor today.
It's parlor today. So it looks like we got some butternut, we got some kale.
This looks like the perfect pie to pair with Anjou Rouge.
It does indeed. I'm not mad.
One thing I'll circle back, we didn't mention, this is a single vineyard site. It's a tiny little 1.5 hectare parcel in the village of Savigny, 40-year-old vines. It's a really special little plot for them to just make their house red.
We've got some roasted squash on there. That goes beautifully with the wine.
It's a great pie.
Well, Mitch, we miss you, but
Cheers.
here's to only having 2 people to share pizza with.